Really?
because it changes.
Doesn't know.
It has.
Thursday at 5 p.m. every week.
It hasn't for a while. We are live now, though, at the, I call it the Emperor's Fireside Chat on Twitch, but it is, in fact, the, High King's Fireside Chat now. Either way, though, there is a fire. We are at its side. We are chatting.
It is concerning because we didn't set the fire, but we'll deal with that when the time comes.
Yeah. For now, it's just warm and comforting, but soon it will be out of control and terrifying. So, when that time comes, we may adjourn at short notice. So this is actually the, the week where we had the border review on Tuesday, and then sit reps were due on Wednesday, and then today is supposed to be more of a organized fireside chat, or at least we have more of an agenda than the other weeks because we've got the Jarls who go over their situation reports for the week, and we kind of announce promotions, that kind of thing. Well, we announced them already, but we go over them to congratulate everybody. But right now we have no Jarls, unfortunately. Not sure if we'll get some later, perhaps. We'll have to see. With
pretend they're here.
that, we can, yeah. I mean, preemptively, congratulations to everyone that got promoted. If you did not get promoted, but you want to be, make sure you read the pocket guide. There is a list of bullet points there that are I mostly wrote them sort of with an eye of, oh, how do I get noticed? Because sometimes if you're just playing actively or active on Discord, it doesn't always come through. I mean, the Jarls and me and everybody, we're not perfect. We don't see everything. But hopefully, if you follow those bullet points, it's a good way to get spotted by us. And it's not like illegal to message us and say like, hey, I've been active. And I think, WA has this culture of historically we frown on asking for promotions, kind of, but I know me personally, my thought is like, if you really feel like you were passed up and you actually have been active and meeting the requirements for the next rank, it's not a terrible idea to at least just let somebody know, like, hey, I'm trying, I'm trying here. So yeah. With that in mind, let's see, what have we had this week? We can check out the archives. So if you guys were unaware, the hashtag the archives channel has basically the idea is that the Scalds and me will kind of keep a record, historical timeline record of things that happen. And so that started on March 15th when we started the new era, the first Viking era. And now we're kind of recording a lot of random things, but my hope is that it'll be pretty detailed and you'll be able to go and find, like, oh, what were people doing around this time, this particular day of this particular part of the timeline of the archives, and you can find some information that will be interesting. So yeah, what did we have this week? It's been a week since the 22nd, so we had the game night on the 24th, which I gather was a great success. At least a lot of people showing up, so thank you to everyone for showing up for those. It's really fun to be able to have like weekly events and have them be really successful, because I think the reason that we haven't done those sometimes in the past is sometimes they just haven't panned out, like people don't show up or people forget about it and stuff. So excellent job, Ulfald, in organizing those, and thanks to everybody for showing up to those. Really cool to see. I will try to make some of them in the future. I have repeatedly been casting the same time. I think Aodor as well. I believe last week what was I working on? Maybe it was the Stone Stars chapter? Or maybe it was something else.
I think you wrote the Stone Stars chapter in like one day. 3 days ago.
Well, I've posted 2. Maybe it wasn't that, though. I was doing something. Was it Forgotten Lands? I don't know. I thought I was doing something lore related, but I don't remember. Anyway.
You have D&D or something?
Hmm?
Were you doing D&D or something at the same time, or?
Were we?
I'm just thinking of what you were doing that you were absent for.
I don't remember. I feel like I was here though, but I was working on something, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I was sadly not there, but I hope to make some of those in the future if I get a chance. Let's see. Yeah, so I've been busy writing stories, as has Soullight, so that's been fun. Hopefully people have had some fun reading those. I wrote this story, Forgotten Lands, which was long overdue, a week late. It was supposed to be for the Festival of Ostra because I saw Rand.
Hey. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Numi-Numi-chan.
But
we're in the middle of streaming right now, Didi. So
yeah, you can totally hang out. We're just going over the week of events, basically. But let's see. Yeah, so that story was supposed to be for the Festival of Ostra, but I was super late on it. Unfortunately, my apologies, but I did get it done eventually. It was kind of like random because it was like I saw Rand ask one of his recruits, like, "Hey, did you read the stories from the Festival of Ostra?" And he was like, "What stories?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we didn't tell any stories, and we kind of said we would." So I kept telling myself that I would write one, so that was a thing, and I finally did. So it is out now. And then furthermore, I've been that got me into the writing mood. So I've been trying to spam Saga of the Stone Star stuff. So that's been fun to write. I am let's see, chapter 7 and chapter 8 are both out, and I am working on chapter 9. I would say I'm like a third of the way done with it, maybe. As for how many chapters, I'm not totally sure. Probably 11 or 12 total, I think. 12 would be an interesting, fun round number, so maybe that. We'll see. And Soullight has been continuing to write his stuff in. You can read that in the Codex Spire channel, so that's fun. He's kind of writing like a dramatization of the history of WA, like the early years, so like Dane and the founding of WA and some of the clans he was in before that and all that, like dramatized with like I believe Roman or Latin names, and really cool, really fun to read. I actually cannot think of anyone else that has written like that much so far for WA besides what Soul has done, so appreciate that. It's really cool to have somebody contributing all that stuff. Other than that, yeah, I mean, this is like I was saying, this is a week where we had the border review and the sit reps, so one of the big things was supposed to be the Jarls going over all those promotions and whatnot. And they are not here at the moment. We'll see if they show up at some point during the chat. Hopefully they will.
That's okay, guys. You're all awesome. Stay awesome.
Yeah, I mean, again, thank you to all you guys who have been active and showing interest and everything. It's really cool to see. It's very fun. We're doing our best to like spot people who are trying to get promoted. And yeah, so you've got next, well, make sure you post in the roll call if you haven't already. I think basically everybody who's going to probably has already, but we give you 2 weeks to post. So the roll call was posted on the 20th, so you have until the 2nd of April to post in that, and then the 3rd of April we'll have another roll call started, and then Fireside chat next one on the 5th, and then that next week, so that will be April 10th will be the next border review. So that'll be the next round of promotions and all that stuff. So that'll be fun.
I just have to say that during the festival, it was good to see people participating in the trivia contest. I know anytime someone organizes an event, it's good for people to, show their support. So as an organizer, I like to see that because people are having fun with it, and they're looking stuff up and they're using forums. Gosh, what's a forum? You know. But no, that's real cool, and it's kind of a challenge for me too because I didn't want to ask questions that only certain groups of people would know. So I try to hit different, not timelines, but like different periods in WA's history. Either something that a new member could look up, or if it was during the time of an old member's peak, shall we say, or something that's recent, but you have to be here for. So I try to mix it up, but it definitely I got good feedback from about the half dozen people who entered responses. Really, there was not I had no issue with any of you guys. So again, like I said, I like to see that. That makes me enjoy what I do, and that's just me. So any other event, whether it's Wolf's Game Night, same deal. I'm sure he can speak to that, or any sort of tourneys, or even if it's just Vest and AO streaming, I'm sure they enjoy it when people are on the Twitch and being silly and
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. I know I'm the resident Twitch troll, just like let me see those disgusting 80 moves, but yeah, no, thanks guys. That's a lot of fun, and from one older member to new members, it's good to see, and keeps me energized.
Yeah, for sure, and pretty much the same for me. I mean, I've always been super into all the WA lore and everything, and anytime I see somebody with the slightest interest in it, it's like it's super fun to see. So that's awesome.
It's all new for them,
Yeah, exactly.
You're sitting there like, aha, I know all the answers. Oh, they're gonna find this out eventually. I can't wait, Then they get to that moment, and you're like, I told you. Good stuff.
Yeah, and there was a funny moment where Volunder returned, and then I think it was Deltrice who was like, "Hey, I asked a trivia question about you, and there you are. What's up?" So that was funny timing. We'll see if we get sometimes we always get old members coming back, but it's cool to get an Einherjar coming back. So we'll see if maybe we'll get a Puck, or even Dippy Dog occasionally has come back once every few years, like when StarCraft 2 was out. He was like, "Hey," I mean, never stuck around, but definitely be cool to see them show up.
Dippy Dog is probably the most likely person to show up because he always shows up like every year and a half or so.
Yeah.
So, a little overdue, currently.
I wonder when he was last here. Let me look it up.
I think he was on the Discord at one point, like back in 2016.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did stop by at one point.
Huh. Oh, here he is. Last visit, the September of 2015. So been a while, but might come back.
So, Wolf, what's on tap for next game night?
So yeah, next game night will be Unturned. It is a free-to-play game from Steam. I do recommend everyone downloads it ahead of time. It is a zombie survival MMO with a kind of Minecraft aesthetic look to it. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be here as I have to cover for a coworker who recently had the family member pass away, so I'm covering for him for that night. But I talked to Fold, and he said he can probably cover for it.
Oh.
I know at least a few others are potentially interested in it, so the more the merrier, as always. Looking forward. Everyone can always send me ideas for future game nights. I'll continue this going as far as we can get people interested.
So, would you please link for everyone, if you haven't already, like in the
Done it like
announcements?
12 times. I don't have access to announcements.
Oh, okay. Well, then just spam Mead Hall like the night before so we can find it, or pin it, or something. so
I'll
we
put it
can-
in announcements like the day, a day or two before, or something like that, probably.
Yeah.
Listen,
Because
Kuziak, I've been doing this every day. I've been announcing it in Meat Hall every day.
Well, why haven't I seen it? What's going on here?
You're
Because you don't
blind.
pay attention.
Sorry, work for a living. My bad. That's my excuse. You don't have to believe it, but all right, cool. Ayo,
Yeah.
what's up, my fellow Scald?
Yeah, what's scalding there, Mr. Builder?
Hi.
Hi.
All right, Vest, you really need to scold that skull.
Do you have
So I
any?
heard-
Do you have any news, Aodor? We're trying to burn up another 45 minutes approximately. So, you have any long stories or rants or filibusters, anything
You're
like
asking the wrong person, my Hat King.
that? Yeah, well,
So I heard some interesting stories unfold this week. Said
well,
that
this
he
this
was
is sure to be good.
super vocal during review board. Any insight on that?
Who was?
EO?
I mean, he contributed to it. I think as much as me. I don't think anybody was a bystander in it. But I don't think anybody. I mean, basically how it worked, because we didn't have any Huskarls. Ulf's the first Huskarl, so there wasn't a lot. It was basically just like Fold and Soullight would write up, like basically like we'd go member by member through who posted in the roll calls, and then say, okay, they would recommend where they think that guy should go, and then I was reading through them all. I think Ao and Kusi were reading through them all, and we're each giving our take on each of those, and then adjusting where the promotion, what they would be promoted to, based on all that feedback and whatnot, was kind of how it worked.
Yeah, I mean, we can't get around to seeing everyone.
Yeah.
So, like, I may not have had any input for people, but if people had questions, I know, like, we bounced ideas off each other or tried to just compare people apples to apples, to be fair about it, and based on things like activity, contributions, whether they played games or not, activity in the channel, in the Discord, or in games, if they did any quests, noticeable achievements, did they participate in the last festival, were they there for the game night, that kind of fun stuff. So I think it went pretty well. It took a while, but no issues that I can think of.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. I mean, I didn't put in the handbook exactly how it's supposed to be done, so I think it was kind of a case of I think Soullight just randomly said, hey, let's just all hop into voice and make a new text channel for it, and then just go down the list of who posted in the roll calls, because to be promoted to warrior or higher, you can't miss roll calls, so we just went over the people who were in the roll calls. And this time around, we didn't have to worry about whether or not whatchamacallit, if people would be put from scout to guest, because basically the main criteria for that is like, oh, did you miss 2 roll calls? You can miss 1 if you're a scout, and it's fine, not a big deal. So because we only had 1 roll call so far, we didn't have to worry about that. But next border review, there'll probably be some purging, I guess. But basically, we'll go through and put some people at scout, or I mean at guest, if they have missed the 2 roll calls in a row. And I mean, if you are a scout, and I don't know why you would be listening to this, but still not posting the roll call. Yeah, if you are posting the roll call, but yeah, if you are a scout and you're put at guest, you're not banned or anything like that. You have access to everything except the house chat. So if you're a house commander member and then you become a guest, basically you're viewed as a guest and not a full WA member. So you wouldn't be able to see the house chat, is the only thing. And then if you do want to see the house chat and you want to be a WA member, really all you have to do is post in the roll calls, and I mean follow the rules, but I mean the rules are basically just like don't flame people and have your family name and your nickname, and that's basically your dues to WA is all you have to do. So not too hard, I don't think.
So this is illegal?
What is?
So joining voice chat is banned?
No, totally fine.
Okay.
No, I said you were allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just doing our stream as just a heads up to anyone joining, which is basically we're just going over
Where-
the events, state of WA,
Where
a union address, basically.
Where are you streaming at?
It's posted in announcements at like the very top of the Discord, the top channel, or the second to top actually, not rules announcements. Under WAS Seeker. It's just twitch.tv/Warriors of Icer. And yeah. But were you saying something new? Did you?
Oh no, I was gonna say earlier to DD here that we're just having our Oxford chat for the week, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. With that in mind, I'm trying to think of what else we've got. The calendar is out for April, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen that. Not a lot of surprises. The main thing is this Fireside chats every Thursday, 8 EST has kind of been the drill. And then, let's see. So this coming week we'll have a roll call posted on Tuesday, so the 3rd of April. So the deadline for the current roll call is the day before that, so Monday the 2nd. Other than that, of course, Ulf has got game nights every Saturday. It's at 5 PST, and let's see. This Saturday, actually, so in 2 days, there is a Epic Inquisition Gaming 5v5 tournament, so you can still sign up for that. I believe the link is in Tournament Grounds. If not, just message me. I'll give you the link, or I'll post it in announcements maybe after this. But I am casting that along with Aodor. If anyone's interested in joining, it is uncapped elo as far as I know. So there's typically a lot of diamond players and even masters. So it can be challenging for some of the lower ranked players. So, but I mean, you could also say you get a chance to see some high rank play in action, or you can just watch it and not participate as well. I mean, I know we've had fun casting that because I know I myself have not had the opportunity to cast games that are like Diamond Master before until we did the last EIQ tournament, me and AO, and it was definitely fun to see that because you get to see some really higher level play, which is pretty cool. So again, that's the 31st, this Saturday, and then other than that, Party Brawl 6 is coming up in about 2 weeks, so that's going to be on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. AO and I will be casting that. I won't be casting it on the 13th of Friday. It's kind of the same way it was the last one. Aodor will be, and I believe he'll be casting it with Becky, but we'll see. But that should be fun. WA plays in those a lot. They're always a ton of fun. I believe the rule for this one is 1 diamond, 2 plats, and then anything below that. So a lot more of a cap on the ranks. So that can make it more competitive too, which can be fun. Other than that, only other real thing is Icer 5v5 is on the 22nd of April. So quite a long ways away for that one. But that will be at 1 PST on that Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if Becky wants to cast for it or not. She said that she'll let me know when the event gets closer. But that's the information on like who's going to be casting with me, or that's an update. I'll know more as the event draws closer.
Sounds good. Trying to think what else we've got. Oh, so we did have in the Obsidian Hall channel, basically, if you're promoted to Berserker, you get a Norse name, and how that works basically is if you already have a Norse name, you just like keep it, and then like I make a statement in the Obsidian Hall, which is like our fancy not announcements channel, but sort of I want to call it like a roleplay channel, but basically it's where we make our like fanciful historical statements, like when somebody is given a title or gets a mark or a award like that, something like that, like a congratulations kind of place. And yeah, so we got I guess I can just because our Jarls are absent right now.
Hello.
Oh, we've got a Soyos, nice. Okay. But yeah, you can just see as an example there, Randlifer or Mador and not all achieve the rank of Berserker, so they officially get the full rights to their Norse name, is kind of what we say. So it's like, and if you don't have a Norse name, but you get the rank of Berserker, that's when you would have to choose one. You can choose a new one if you already have one, if you want to, but basically, like, I mean, the standard is like Randall Lifer, for example, he's had that Norse name for a very long time, and he reached Berserker, so just in this new system, we just make a thing like, yes, you have the full rights to that name now, even though you've had it for 4 years, whatever. That's basically just how we're doing it, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I guess, Sole, if you want, like I kind of said earlier, since this is a week where we have the sit reps, if you want to, I don't know, go over your sit rep a little bit, or if you have any announcements or anything from that.
Don't want to just read it all out, so I guess things to look forward to. I'm going to be talking with Scholars about getting a D&D group going on tabletop. I think the idea is to sort of not have a set list of players necessarily, just have it so that anyone can drop in at any time.
Oh,
You
that'd be
don't
really
have to show
cool to
up.
have like the people have to actually try to RP as the character, not as how they would do the character in a way. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Are you saying that people would sub in for other people?
Yeah, like the, let's say characters A, B, C, and D are
That
in
is
the
an
campaign.
interesting way to look at it.
Like, that's what I thought you were saying. It does sound like a cool idea from that sense, though, because then it doesn't matter if someone doesn't make it or if we have like multiple people. Like the characters have always been on this journey. They've just gotten different voices in their heads telling them to do something or not.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
I mean, it would.
Another simpler way is just to not worry too much about continuity and just have people sub in at any time and leave at any time. I'm not sure. We'll have to talk about it. But that's gonna be on Tabletop Simulator. We want to have like miniatures and we want it to be nice and fancy. And I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the price for Tabletop, so whenever it's on sale, people can get it if they don't have it. That's probably the main thing that, Companions of Aegir is going to be doing, or people from Companions of Aegir. And then you're working on the RPG vests, and there's lots of stuff going on, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to really highlight anything else, because it's just too much.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Yeah, RPG is happening. Hasn't been any updates for a few days because basically the story for the RPG is set at the start of this era, the first Viking era, and I kind of put this in a couple paragraphs in the rulebook for the RPG in that our RPG channel, which is near the bottom of the server, that basically the events in the Saga of the Stone Stars kind of set up the story of the RPG, so I'm trying to finish writing that so that there can be that like transition. It's like a prelude kind of. So that's kind of next step for me is to finish writing that and then work on the RPG, which I estimate 2 to 3 weeks ish of work on the RPG at most. I'm not totally sure. I think I just have to do skills for all the classes, but that kind of takes a while, and I'll have to like probably balance them, or maybe we'll play test them or something a little bit too, because there's a lot of numbers in there. Like all of them have scaling with attributes, and they have different effects, like they have cooldowns and stuff, just like League, where a lot of those numbers might have to be balanced a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. We're not making an esport game or something, but like, I would like it to be that it's not like one thing is crazy OP or something like that. Also, hello Becky, who posted the Twitch chat. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, that's news about the RPG. I think I already said, but congrats to those who got promoted. That is in the Obsidian Hall too. Thank you guys for your hard work. And if you didn't, or even if you did, you might get promoted again the next board review. So stay tuned for that.
If you don't have a mark board, get a mark board.
Oh yeah, I think I don't think anybody has directly asked me that I haven't made one, but it has been on my to-do list to start making them for just, in theory, every active member. That will take a long time, but I'm trying to make more and more for everybody. So totally, if you want one, message me, and then I'll do it first. Because right now, nobody has messaged me. So if you want one, it'll be done like right away, no problem. But if you don't message me, then I will like I'll hopefully get to it eventually. What were you saying, Sorcerer?
Get what?
A mark
A
board?
mark board. So it's like a board that shows all your emblems and badges that you earn in WA for doing certain things and achievements.
That's
They're in the marks channel. It's a little bit above the voice channel that we're in right now.
Yeah, basically you just get like a custom image, and then you get marks. If you look at the top of that channel, there's like a explanation for what each one means, what it's awarded for, and then basically, you get them, and then those are kind of displayed like badges, awards, that kind of thing.
okay.
But yeah, that's just kind of the thing we thought up to translate marks from how they were on the forums, where they're next to all your posts. But because the forums have become sort of this like, I don't want to call it a shrine, but like a library kind of, where you go and you kind of read old stuff. It's like a, I mean, to get promoted, you kind of have to do that because it shows that interest in like WA's history and stuff to sign up for the forums. And they're kind of cool to browse through. I mean, Full just talked about how he likes to look at old threads and stuff, and you can kind of see, you know, stuff posted 8 years ago is on the forums, and you can read it. So it's kind of cool. It gives you some insight into what was happening then. So that's fun. Let's see, a little over halfway done here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try to go over the all thing a little bit. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. So we have the channel called the Law Rock, and as you can see, I posted an explanation in there. But basically, it's supposed to be a like a public all thing, basically, where all the officers post their opinions and we debate stuff, but like not like spam debate like the all thing can be sometimes, but just like we each post a big statement of our view on some topic, something like that, and then yeah, we kind of go from there in the all thing and kind of debate it further. And the reality is we haven't used it because we just haven't argued about anything really. We've had like really brief discussions. Like the only thing I can think of is the runes for the two companies that Soullight brought up that idea. You can see him in Kusiag and Aodor's nicknames on Discord. He had the idea of we can put runes that show what company you're in, so it's easy to see. And I think like we discussed that really briefly, like, oh, which runes look best? How do we put it in there? Like, and like I think we were kind of like, oh, maybe it's cool, and then we were kind of trying it, and then we were like, yeah, actually, maybe this won't work, and that was like the whole discussion. I think like, you know, we didn't have like a 5-hour flame war about it. So I think the reason we haven't used the Law Rock is because we just haven't had a big debate about anything. So if we do, we'll try to make use of that. But I was going to go through the all thing and try to go over anything we've mentioned here, just because I know I wanted to try to have some more transparency and that kind of thing for you guys, so you have some idea what's going on behind the scenes. But the reality is, since the new system came out, nothing too major that you guys wouldn't know about. Like, I mean, in the all thing, really, we're just discussing, like, I mean, half the stuff is like, what's the Old Norse word for this? This guy asked me about, you know, making a new Norse name. What's the word for this? I'm just going through here. We're talking about each other's avatars. Like, not a lot of like big, you know, clan changing discussions right now. Let's see. One or two things. Oh, I mean, a little announcement here. TSR, Team Slayram, was looking for teams to scrim against. I'm not sure if that's going to materialize or not. So I believe Soulite made some posts about that. We're looking for some interest in putting together a WA ranked kind of competitive team to scrim against them, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. At least the TSR side of it, we could theoretically still do a WA competitive team. We've tried that in the past. I'm looking at what else. This is stuff about the board of review. A little discussion there. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot, honestly. I'm trying to give you guys a scoop as like a, like I said, to give you guys a information on what's actually happening behind the scenes. But like I said, not that much. Let's see. We're talking about our stories. So like I kind of already mentioned this, but I've been writing some stuff, Forgotten Lands, that little short story, and then I've been writing some chapters of the Saga of the Stone Stars. I'm trying to just spam it and just run it all the way to probably chapter 12 being the last chapter. Just straight up finish it and then move on to the RPG. So it's been posting in the Codex Spire, so make sure to check those out. Very cool stuff there. Yeah, not a lot else. Oh, for the Festival of Ostara, we do have a mark out, so I will be adding that to all the mark boards. That's on my to-do list as well. So we'll be trying to add those. And again, if you do not have a mark board, or you want to know what marks are, or check them out, anything, all that is in the marks channel, which is in WAS Cypher, which is near the bottom of the server. That's kind of the all the lore, archives, library, RPing, all that kind of stuff is all in WAS Cypher.
I wonder if you guys could add like an API to like marks on forums, maybe.
An API?
Do with Uko and stuff, so that instead of just having it, you manually adding marks to people's like mark boards on a picture and uploading to Imager, maybe have it like kind of dynamic thing for the website. Makes it easier, like how the forms can display on your profile.
Possibly. I have no idea how that would work, but yeah, that would be cool if that were possible.
Cough, cough, koozie or eel, or Ulf actually.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. Let the technical guys answer.
Also, weren't we supposed to have some kind of database that Koozie or Ulf was working on?
Yeah, that's still
What?
in progress. I just been slammed at work like ridiculously, so I've not had any free time. That and just I have real life stuff going on with looking for a house, so kind of busy.
Okay, we won't lynch you this time.
I knew
Hmm.
Ulf was testing out some database stuff on the forums a while ago.
Oh,
So
what do you mean testing out?
Oh, the spreadsheet, right? Or some
Yeah.
things along that line. Hey, we got a full mather.
Yes.
Nice.
Kuziag used summon. It was super effective.
Yeah, so I don't know, Full, did you, I'm not sure if you wanted to go over anything from your sit rep or just have anything to bring up in general. I think Soul Light was kind of like, I mean, the sit rep is there if anybody wants to read it, so we didn't really go over things in too much detail, but I'm not sure if you wanted to bring up anything.
No, I don't think I have anything I specifically want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the long and short of it. Not too much happening this week. We had the festival the previous week, so that was kind of the big thing. Haven't had any big tournaments just yet. Yeah, I mean, but a lot of stuff in the works. Stories, RPG, stuff like that. Obviously, last week had the new lineage charts come out for all the houses. I think we're working to update those too. So if you check your house channel, so Deputy Commander Dane Kilroy. Don't think we have any listeners from Blitzkrieg or Thief, but any, yeah. It should be pinned, I think, in all the channels. But yeah, if you are not on it or you want to see it, check your house channel. I believe I may need to update the Deputy one. Not sure. Might have a new recruit or two to add to that. But yeah, that's kind of our way, one of our traditions where we track your lineage all the way back to Dane, who founded WA. So it's really cool. You can see who recruited who recruited who recruited who, and trace it all back. And it's all in a cool chart with all lines. It's lots of fun. So check those out. Yeah, no, I mean, kind of finishing anything I would have wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if any of you guys had questions, thoughts, announcements, anything like that.
Not really.
CK2 mod so light.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, go ahead.
well, I'm pretty shook up about that because I got it to like 90% of the way, like all the hard work, and then got a new computer. I have no idea what happened to it.
Feels bad.
What did you lose?
A mod I was making for
The
CK.
sacred text.
Ah,
Yeah, we were
See what I can salvage.
okay, Guy
Like-
Montag.
a year and a half ago. Me and Soul Light were playing a lot of CK2, and we were planning to make a WA CK2 mod.
Well, but yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah.
mention a random shout out. Dane, the founder of WA, has made a Stellaris mod which features Anglo-Saxon and Rohan themes. So apparently that's what he's been working on.
No, Sindars in space, please.
So yeah, if you're interested in adding a touch of Rohan and Anglo-Saxon to a Stellaris, which is another Paradox game in space, pretty fun. I've played it. Pretty good game. Then yeah, his mod is available. It's on his Twitter, I know. If you want the link, just message me. I may post it in Mead Hall or something. But it looked pretty cool. Apparently that's what he's been doing. He's been up to some cool stuff. I don't know if any of you guys check out his YouTube, but he was reviewing some books on like old Viking battles or Norse mythology, some stuff like that. So yes,
I watched that.
yeah. So Lord Dane the
Oh,
Proud
man.
is still churning out some cool stuff.
I don't know if
A
we've
quick
talked about it.
random thing. Does anyone want to get a group together with me for the Slayer Am in 15 minutes?
that?
I actually am gonna head out as soon as this is done, so I will not be there. But...
I'll play whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, is TSR having a tournament in
Yeah.
15?
In 15 minutes.
Ooh.
Ping people, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's
they
pretty
should
funny.
show
Almost
some guys.
Did
all
we
the
did we talk about Saturday yet?
The EIQ
did.
tournament? The game
No.
night?
Game night.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. Excellent.
unturned 5 p.m. Eastern time, Pacific time, and 8 p.m. for Eastern
Yeah,
time.
it is on the calendar. I will make a post and announcements tonight. I'll plan on doing that with a link to the game and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess if you guys want to get to the tournament, we can kind of close out here. I mean, I guess I wisely did not put a minimum time on these because we've been doing about 45 minutes rather than an hour recently. Which I mean, I don't think it's bad because I think we're going over everything we would possibly need to. So I don't know. Does anybody have anything they want to throw out there before we end it?
It seems like the alternative to League of Legends is CK2 and WA because it seems like almost all the old members like Eldon, Skolvis, Noble, like these guys are like legendary old members. They all seem to play CK2 now. So,
What about Warframe? Tons of guys on there.
yeah, but I mean like the old members like.
Mabling
Dead
plays
Fleet era.
Warframe.
Well, there you go. So CK2, it's a fun one. Crusader Kings 2, if you don't know the abbreviation. Another Paradox game.
And you don't need to buy all the DLC if you play with someone who's hosting who has the DLC. This is on CK2.
Indeed.
Yes, there's a lot of DLC. So
Alright.
I mean, it's up to you, but you don't have to. You can just
Was anyone
play the
wanting to
game.
play so I can get a group together for the Battlefy?
Yeah, I'll play. Wolf.
Though
Hey,
you
Ray,
might want
right?
you might want to get the cosmetic ones because sneaky foe mother might sleep with your wife and you won't be able to tell if that kid belongs to you or not. About it.
Yeah, a good investment, clearly.
No, ignorance is bliss. You don't want to know because then you may be paranoid. So.
All right,
don't
well,
do it.
with that in mind, don't want to keep these guys too much more from getting in that tournament. So, yeah, thank you guys all for showing up, listening, contributing. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next Thursday at 8 EST. Next Fireside Chat.
Adieu.
I do.